AITAH for refusing to speak to my friend and end our 15-plus year-long friendship after she took my purse, used my money, and lost it? The moment I realized my purse was gone, my stomach dropped like I just stepped off a cliff. I was standing in the middle of the mall holding 2 shopping bags when it hit me. My purse wasn't on my shoulder. I froze, panicked, and began digging through my bags in case I had absent-mindedly stuffed it inside. Nothing. I spun in circles, scanning the benches, the floor, the store displays, thinking maybe I had set it down for a second. Still, nothing. That purse wasn't just a bag. It had my wallet, my ID, my credit cards, and around $300 cash I'd taken out earlier for rent and groceries. Losing it would be devastating. I was seconds away from completely breaking down when I spotted my best friend, my supposed best friend of over 15 years, walking toward me. And that's when I saw it. My purse, hanging off her shoulder. At first, I thought it was some weird joke. Maybe she grabbed it to keep it safe while I was distracted, but when I rushed over and demanded it back, she didn't hand it to me. Instead, she looked guilty. That's when the horror set in. She admitted, just like that, as if it wasn't the biggest betrayal of my life, that she had borrowed my purse, taken my cash to pick up a few things, and then, somewhere between the food court and the parking lot, she had lost it. Gone. Just like that. 15-plus years of friendship shattered in a single breath. I stood there, speechless, my hands shaking, staring at the empty space where my purse should have been. And then she had the nerve to say, "It's not a big deal, we'll figure it out." Not a big deal? My rent money, my ID, my cards, everything that tied my life together. She'd taken it, used without asking, and then carelessly lost it like it was pocket change. I couldn't even yell. My throat felt tight, my chest heavy, my mind screaming, this isn't real, this isn't happening. But it was. That was the exact moment I knew something inside me had broken. A trust that had been there for more than half my life had been ripped away in seconds. And yet, as I stood there, trying to process, she leaned in and whispered something that made my skin crawl. "You're not actually going to end our friendship over this, right?" The mall was crowded, voices and footsteps echoing all around us. But in that moment, it felt like the world had gone completely silent. My best friend, the person I thought I knew better than anyone, was looking at me like I was the one being unreasonable. "You're not actually going to end our friendship over this, right?" she repeated, her tone sharp this time, almost defensive. I couldn't even find the words at first. My pulse was racing, my cheeks burning with a mix of embarrassment and rage. People were walking past us, glancing over like they could sense something was wrong. My throat went dry, but finally I managed, "You stole from me." Her face twisted like I just insulted her. "Don't say it like that. I borrowed it. And it's not like I was gonna keep the money, okay? I was gonna pay you back." I laughed, one of those hollow, bitter laughs you let out when you can't believe what you're hearing. "With what? You don't even have a job right now. That was my rent money. Do you even understand what you've done?" She rolled her eyes, and that hurt more than the loss itself. "God, you're so dramatic. It was an accident. Stop acting like I betrayed you." An accident? Taking my purse without asking, spending my cash, and then losing it wasn't an accident. It was reckless, it was selfish. And the worst part was, she didn't even look sorry. I could feel the tears building in my eyes, but I swallowed them down, refusing to let her see me break. I wanted to scream, to cause a scene, to tell everyone within earshot what she had done. But instead, I took a step back, clutching my shopping bag so hard the handles cut into my palms. "We're done," I whispered. "I can't do this anymore." Her mouth fell open, then snapped shut. She crossed her arms, her expression hardening. "You're really going to throw away 15 years over some cash?" That sentence was the knife in my chest. 15 years, reduced to some cash. She didn't get it. She would never get it. I turned and walked away, my vision blurry, my body shaking. My phone buzzed almost instantly, her name lighting up the screen over and over again. First with calls, then with texts. "You're being crazy. It was just money. You're not seriously ignoring me, right? Don't you dare ghost me after everything we've been through." Each notification was like another punch to the gut. I silenced my phone, shoved it into my pocket, and kept walking. But deep down, I knew this wasn't over. People like her didn't just disappear quietly, and I had the sinking feeling she was about to make sure of it. I thought ignoring her would be the end of it. I thought if I didn't pick up her calls, if I didn't answer her texts, if I just shut the door quietly and walked away, she'd get the message. But the next morning, when I walked outside to leave for work, I froze. There she was, sitting on the hood of my car. Her arms were crossed, her jaw tight, and she looked like she hadn't slept all night. My stomach twisted instantly, the same way it had when I realized my purse was gone. "You're really not gonna talk to me?" she demanded, sliding off the hood as I approached. I tightened my grip on my bag, the new one, the one that felt like a sad replacement for the purse I'd lost. "There's nothing left to talk about." She stepped closer, too close. "You can't just throw me away. 15 years. Do you even hear yourself? 15 years, and you're acting like I'm some random stranger. I felt my throat clench. I wanted to scream at her, to tell her she'd made herself into a stranger the second she took what wasn't hers. But before I could, she said something that chilled me to the bone. You think you're better than me now? You think you can just erase me? If you cut me out, I swear, you're gonna regret it. The look in her eyes was something I'd never seen before. Not just anger, something darker. I fumbled with my keys, my hands trembling as I unlocked the car door. Get away from me, I whispered. She laughed then, a sharp, bitter sound that made my chest tighten. Fine, don't talk to me, but don't think you can just move on like nothing happened. I'll make sure you remember me. I slammed the car door and locked it, my heart pounding, watching her in the rearview mirror as I drove away. She stood in the middle of the street, arms crossed again, a smile that didn't reach her eyes spreading across her face. And for the first time in 15 years of friendship, I realized I didn't actually know who she was anymore. That night, I tried to calm myself down, convincing myself she was just angry, that she didn't mean it. But when I checked my phone before bed, I saw a new message from her. A photo of my purse. The photo nearly made me drop my phone. It was my purse, the same one she'd sworn up and down was lost. The familiar worn leather strap, the little keychain my sister had given me, everything exactly the same. I zoomed in just to be sure I wasn't imagining it. It was mine, no mistake. My heart started hammering. She hadn't lost it. She'd lied. But why? I stared at the message attached to the photo. 4 words. Told you it's not over. I couldn't sleep after that. Every noise in the house made me jump. I kept pacing, replaying every memory of our friendship in my head, searching for signs I might have missed. Had she always been this way? Had I just been blind because I trusted her too much? By morning, my exhaustion was so heavy I felt like I was dragging bricks behind me. But worse than the fatigue was the paranoia. Was she watching me? Following me? How else would she know when to send that picture? I decided I needed answers. My hands shook as I typed out a message. Where is my purse? The typing bubble appeared immediately. My chest tightened. Safe, she replied. I was gonna give it back, but you decided to turn your back on me. So now, I don't think you deserve it. The audacity left me speechless. My rent money, my ID, everything's still inside, and she was dangling it over me like some twisted trophy. I tried to keep calm. This isn't a game. You can't do this. Just give it back and walk away. No reply. Minutes passed, then hours. I felt like I was going insane. That evening, just when I started convincing myself she wouldn't answer again, another message came through. You want it back? Meet me. Tomorrow, alone. My stomach dropped. She even sent a location pin, an old park we used to hang out at as kids, a place that once felt safe, but now felt like a trap. I didn't know what scared me more, the thought of never seeing my purse again, or the thought of seeing her face after everything she'd said and done. But I couldn't ignore it. My whole life was in that purse. The next day, as I stood at the edge of that park, my pulse racing, I spotted her sitting on the swings, my purse hanging casually from her shoulder. When she saw me, she smiled, like we were still best friends and nothing had changed. And then she said something that made my blood run cold. You're gonna have to prove how much this friendship means to you, if you ever want this back. The swing creaked as she rocked back and forth, my purse dangling like bait on a fishing line. Her eyes glittered in a way that told me this wasn't just about the money anymore. It was about control. I swallowed hard, my palms slick with sweat. Give it back, I said, forcing my voice to stay steady. She tilted her head, almost amused. That's all you've got? No apology? No begging? No, I'm sorry I overreacted? 15 years and you can't even do that much for me? My chest tightened. I'd expected anger. I'd expected excuses. But this twisted performance? I never could have imagined it. This isn't about friendship anymore, I said quietly. It stopped being about that the moment you lied. Her smile faltered, and something darker flashed across her face. She stood, swinging the purse around by its strap, like she was daring me to grab it. You really don't get it, do you? I'm the one who's always been there for you. I'm the one who knows everything about you. And you think you can just cut me off like I don't matter? I stepped closer, my fists clenched at my sides. You matter, I said through gritted teeth. But not like this. Not when you steal from me. Not when you threaten me. She stopped swinging the purse and held it close to her chest, eyes narrowing. For a split second, I thought maybe, just maybe, she'd hand it over. But then her lips curled into a cruel smile. Then I guess you don't deserve it. Before I could react, she threw the purse, not to me, away. It landed in the muddy creek behind the swings with a sickening splash, sinking halfway into the sludge. My heart dropped with it. I lunged forward, shoving past her, my hands diving into the cold, filthy water. I grabbed the strap and yanked it out, my breath shaking as I clutched it to my chest. It was ruined, mud dripping, water seeping into every corner. But it was mine. Behind me, her laugh cut through the quiet park like a knife. Look at you, crawling in the dirt for scraps. Pathetic. I spun around, water dripping down my arms, fury burning in my chest. You don't get to do this to me anymore. We're done. Do you hear me? Done. She didn't laugh this time. She just stared at me, her expression unreadable, like a stranger I'd never seen before. Then she whispered, "You'll regret this." And she walked away, leaving me standing there with my ruined purse, my heart racing, my whole world tilted on its axis. I wanted to believe it was truly over, that I'd finally seen her for who she was, and that I could move on. But deep down, I knew this wasn't the last I'd hear from her. It's been 3 weeks since that day at the park. I haven't seen her, haven't heard from her. No calls, no texts, nothing. I almost started to believe she meant what she said, that we were done, that maybe, finally, I could put this all behind me. Then, last night, I came home from work and saw something sitting neatly on my doorstep. A box. Inside was my purse, perfectly cleaned, restored, like it had never touched the mud. My ID, my cards, even the crumpled receipts I'd forgotten about, all in place. And tucked in the smallest pocket was a note. 4 words, written in her handwriting. "You'll never lose me."